Good morning, Kendall kids. Welcome to your Friday, May 21st, and today is National Rescue Dog Day. You know, dogs are just really cool in general. They're great members of our family. They really kind of uplift the way we feel every day. But they don't just do that. They're not just really fun and cuddly and nice animals to pet, but they're also sometimes utilized for rescue work. St. Bernards, actually, in especially areas in the Alps, have been used for many, many years as rescue dogs in mountain and avalanche situations. They're very hardy. They can travel across the snow very well, and they can carry loads of medical supplies to people that are struggling and trying to dig themselves out of the snow. They can also call attention to where people might very well be buried. On top of that, a lot of dogs are used to find people who are stranded or maybe lost, just because their sense of smell is so amazing and they're very good at tracking other animals when given the scent. And then also there's dogs that are used for water rescue because they are incredible swimmers. But not just that, there's a lot of service dogs that actually serve in many different jobs through our nation. There are canine units in the military that serve alongside our soldiers. There are canine units in the police force that serve with our police officers. There are seeing eye dogs that help people who are less abled or blind. There are dogs that have traditionally moved medications in very remote areas and still are utilized for things like the Iditarod race. There are dogs that are actually used for their abilities to literally smell things that are dangerous like explosives. And that's really incredible to think about because a dog's nose is just crazy. I had no idea about this, but check this out. Check out this fact. A dog's nose is about 100 million times more acute to smell than a human's. That means the dogs really believe the world stinks, and I mean in a very literal way. They can smell almost anything. They can even smell up to 40 feet below ground. Remember those St. Bernards we talked about helping out in avalanches? Yeah, they can find you almost anywhere. And that is really incredible. But not just that. Dogs bring us a lot of companionship and just make us feel better. In fact, there are dogs called therapy dogs that work both in hospitals or even in school settings occasionally or in camp settings. But in hospitals are used especially for those who are recovering from injuries or sickness. And their dogs are so effective at making people feel better, they actually have been shown to greatly improve recovery times and outcomes. And that is really incredible. So the next time you go to see, somebody for, a checkup, you might want to go check in with Dr. Dog because, he's here to help out and potentially ask you to pet him a little bit. But that being said, let's put our hands over our heart, find the flag in the room, and please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. All right, Kendall kids, let's talk a little about food for the day. We have on our menu a PB&J sandwich with string cheese or a garlic French bread pizza, green beans, apple, and milk. Well, you might be wondering what's going on with that weather today, and I've been telling you all week long, we got some nice weather coming our way. Today's going to be a pretty warm one. A high in the low 80s is very much possible. We are close enough to the lake, though, that I've been hearing on the news forecast that is variable for us because really the lake's always going to try to cool us off. In Rochester area, we're looking at a high in the high 80s, possibly even pushing it to 90. But I'm thinking that if I had to take a wild guess about that, I think we're going to stay in the low 80s, maybe around like 82, 83 degrees for the majority of the day. But there will be some beautiful bright sunshine, a little bit of partial clouds scattering throughout part of the day. So sunglasses are still a good idea. And then Saturday, we're looking at a much more kind of comfortable temperature, but the clouds will be moving in a little bit more of a chance of rain. Sunday's looking much the same. Monday's going to get the cool off, and the warm weather comes back with some storms on Tuesday. That is what the current forecast looks like. I'll keep you up to date as that changes. But we're coming into the weekend. It's beautiful outside, so you just can't be that upset. And knowing that we're not going to be too much upset, why don't I give you one more uplifting bit of the Kendall mission statement. The mission of the Kendall Central School District is to provide the knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes needed by students to live responsibly and compete successfully in today's and tomorrow's world. Well, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, And if I don't get a chance to see it, remember to stay colorful, Kendall.